What's going on? How you guys doing? We're doing something I've been looking forward to all year. So when I plant stuff in the garden, before I even get to that point, when I am selecting what I'm going to grow, which usually starts in about December, when I start going through seed catalogs and whatever, when I decide what I'm actually going to plant out for this year, for that garden year, I already have a plan for what I'm going to do with the products when they're harvested, right? Like tomatoes, we make sloppy Joe mix and spaghetti sauce. Onions, I dehydrate them and turn them into powder. I freeze some, we cure a bunch, that sort of deal. So this year, I grew canary melons. If you've never had a canary melon, I've eaten lots of types of melons. These are by far the sweetest melons I've ever eaten. Now, I have not tried any from my garden yet, but we got one. We got two. I got more over there. I got more in a bin, but we're just going to work with two for now. So this one's not as big. So we're making fruit leather today from scratch. So you guys should come along. I've watched some videos. It's not complicated. Basically, you need fruit, honey, or sugar, but we don't eat much sugar in the house here unless it's unprocessed raw sugar. And you're going to need a little bit of lemon juice. You're going to need silicone trays to pour your fruit leather into, and it's going to go in the dehydrator. We're not doing the oven baked fruit leather. We're running it through the dehydrator. All right. So basically, we're just going to start with peeling and removing the seeds out of the canary melons. Then we're going to do two different flavors. We're going to do canary melon and blackberries, and canary melons and raspberries. So let's cut and core some melon. So basically the plan, we're going to do this melon and that melon. We're just going to, see, when you're doing a melon like this, easiest way to do it. Just cut the ends off. Oh, it's hollow in the middle. Interesting. And then all you do, let's get a better angle here for you guys. And then just run your knife down the side like that. Take it most of the way to the bottom. You're going to usually not be able to get that part just because it's kind of awkward. Get all that peel off. And then you just flip it up. And because I grew these, I'm going to keep these seeds. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So it's really easy to take the seeds out, right? They basically just scrape right off the sides. Let me get a bowl. So doing stuff like this, guys, also gives you the opportunity to save seeds for the following year. There. So I'm going to get this melon, that melon, and then this one over here. We're all going to get them to this point. After you take the seeds out, cut the peel off, cube it up, toss it in your blender, and blender this down into liquid mush. So it basically looks like margarita mix. And over here, I have a bowl. See, we got a bowl. because I got to do a couple of batches of the melon. We're just going to pour it all in the bowl so we can just keep working with this blender. Next step, take your beautiful raspberries, fire them in. Just going to shake that juice right off into that bowl. We ain't wasting nothing. All right, so the other thing is when you're done your raspberries, you're going to want to push the fruit through. You're going to want to push the fruit through here because you don't want all those raspberry seeds in your fruit leather. So one of these and a latex spatula. All right, get all that goodness out of there. I don't think that's going to be enough raspberries. And then you just basically just run it through your screen and collect all that goodness in the bottom. Right? Just like that. So we have our raspberry puree. We're going to add half of the big bowl back in there. And this is going to be our first flavor. Looks kind of cool with the swirls in it. And then we're going to add a little shot of lemon juice to stop the oxidization. We're going to throw some honey in. Use local honey if you can. This is not local honey, but use local honey if you can. Just mix all that up. And then this is ready for the dehydrator trays. Make sure all the honey's picked up off the bottom. Hey, that's enough. Thor always wants to be a superstar. Oh yeah, that's awesome. All right, we'll do the next one. So this is the blackberries, and I added the honey and the lemon juice in the blender to just make it easy. That way I know for sure everything is 100% incorporated, and it was just easier that way. Get all the goodness out of here too. Don't leave any behind. That's Flavor Town in there. All right, now we do the same as before. Squeeze all the seeds out. It's definitely a lot more blackberries than there were raspberries. All right, so I'm going to keep working on this. Get all that juice and fruit out of there, strip these seeds, and we'll move on. So I just picked up these silicone trays. I've got a Cabela's dehydrator, a 10 tray, and Amazon doesn't actually sell silicone trays that fit the Cabela's trays. So I guess in the future I'll have to zip over to Cabela's and pick up some that fit better. But it is what it is, and we're going to work with that. So this is the blackberry. And I've got 8 silicone trays. So we're going to fill, well, however many we fill. I don't want it too thin, because then by the time it's done and dehydrated, there probably won't be much left, right? So we just want to cover the whole tray. What do you guys think? Think that looks about right? I think that looks about right. Let's see how many we can get out of the blackberry. And I'm just going to repeat this with the raspberry as well. All right, there, okay. So I think we're probably only going to get 3. This is all new for me too. I've never made fruit leather before. I think this one's going to be extra thick. Full coverage, like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the other raspberries and then we'll fire these in the dehydrator. All the fruit leather in the dehydrator, close it up. We're gonna run it between, they say 135 to 140 degrees, so we're just gonna find a middle ground. We're gonna do it 140. Just like that. And now we're gonna let this run. They say 6 to 10 hours. I've never made this before, so basically it's, what time is it? It's 7:30 p.m. And I guess we're just gonna run this right through till, maybe I'll have to set an alarm actually and get up in the middle of the night and check on this. It's probably not a good idea to run this for 10 hours straight without checking it, because if your fruit leather comes out and it just shatters because you've dehydrated it too much, then that's no bueno. So like I said, it's 7:30 now. I'll just set an alarm for like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll just come and check on this at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, so we're back. And we had some problems. If when you guys are watching this, when I put the fruit leather in the dehydrator and I set the temperature to 140 degrees, I actually wasn't paying attention to where the actual arrow was on the temperature setting, and it was actually at 90. Yeah. So the fruit leather ran all night long at 90 instead of 140. And then I realized that in the morning when I got up in a panic, realizing that I didn't get up at about 2 o'clock in the morning like I'd planned to check on the fruit leather and turn it off. And I was worried that it was going to be absolutely ruined. Because I thought it had run all night at 140 degrees. So it wasn't ready yet. It was very, very soft. Couldn't roll it. Like, I mean, it was a solid, but it wasn't workable yet. So later on that day, I put it back to 140 degrees and we ran it for a little while. So we're checking it now, and the plan was cut out sheets of wax paper, lay it out on wax paper, roll it up like a big burrito, and then just cut it into slices, right? So my kids can take it to school and kind of unroll it. Well, that's not going to happen. Wait till you see what happened. So a couple of things you're going to notice right off the bat. Apparently a whole lot of the raspberry seeds, these are the raspberry, a whole lot of the raspberry seeds actually made it through the strainer. You can see them. So that kind of sucks. That wasn't planned. And the second part is I can't roll it. I think it went too long. See, it just cracks. Now, it does taste good, but it means I can't actually roll it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this. We're going to get ourselves a good old Ziploc bag. Just going to take it. Now this is the raspberry. I have not checked the blackberry yet. We'll do that in a minute. So we're basically just going to toss chunks in this Ziploc bag. And then I'll just send chunks of it. Look how thin that ended up. Look, you can see my hand right through it. So it's not supposed to be this this fragile. It's supposed to be more like a fruit roll-up consistency. But we live and learn, right? And I need to make sure that from now on, when I put anything in my dehydrator, that I verify the temperature I'm working with. All right, so this is the next one. This is also raspberry. Yeah, same. Okay, I'm gonna deal with these raspberry sheets, this one here and this one, and then we'll check in and see what the blackberry look like. So this is all of the canary melon raspberry fruit leather. There's, I don't know, quarter pound, half a pound, something like that. So let's try the blackberry. Maybe it'll be a little more malleable. Oh, look at that. It's thicker. We're actually able to pull it off in a sheet. That's a good sign. And it's definitely more flexible. I think probably because there was more of the puree on the tray. Look at how thick that is compared to the other one. So, but we're going to do the same because we're not going to be able to roll that. In case you're wondering, my young lad is standing right beside the camera right now, and he is giving this his stamp of approval. Yep. He's eating all the small little pieces. All right, I'm going to give this a taste, guys. Let's see what it tastes like. It's chewy. It's not very sweet, which was my goal here. You can definitely taste both types of fruit. It's got a good chew once you get past the kind of crunchiness in your mouth. I could certainly sit down and eat a big old handful of this, no problem. All right, so we got the second one. Yeah. So we just break it into chunks. We're gonna bag it. And this will go in their lunch pails and stuff. So what have we learned from this? We've learned that canary melons need a lot more water than what they got this year, because my canary melons definitely were nowhere near as sweet as they were supposed to be. We learned that that one's pretty flexible. Wonder if we can even roll it. Oh yeah, look at that, we can. So we learned that I need to absolutely make sure I pay more attention to the temperature setting. We need to also the fact that my strainer didn't, but look here. Here's the blackberry. There's very minimal seeds in the blackberry. Maybe the seeds are a different size and the strainer caught them. So we're going to do another round. Guys, give me 1 second. Look at the size of this melon. Look, that's a Cabela 10 tray. It's bigger than my 10 tray is. So this is a banana melon. We grew these in the garden. They're supposed to be really tasty. So we are going to repeat this process with the fruit leather using this banana melon. And we're going to do a banana melon and strawberry and a banana melon and blueberry. So we are going to rectify the mistakes we made in this batch. With this batch, I can't believe. Look at the size of that damn thing. Grew that my own self. I grew that myself. I'm excited. I've never grown melon like that before. So we're going to try it again. Different melons, different fruits. I'm going to make sure that when I make this, I am here and available and not going to bed so that I can monitor the consistency of the fruit leather as it's running through the process. And I'm going to pull it out much sooner than I did this with this batch, but it tastes really good. So I'm happy about that. My son likes it, so I'm also happy about that. And the fact that I was able to put those melons to use that I grew in the garden, also happy about that. So if you guys want to try making fruit leather, there's lots of videos online. You can use what you've seen in this one and apply it to what you guys want to do in your own kitchen. And there's a million different kinds of ways that you can make fruit leather with all different kinds of fruit. So basically you can pick your favorite fruits, turn it into fruit leather. It's not that expensive. And it didn't take long to make it, like to actually go through the process of making it. Running it through the dehydrator took a little while longer, but like I said, we screwed that all up. So we will rectify our mistakes, do better on the next batch. So you need to subscribe, hit that little bell, and then that way you can watch me make different fruit leather and everything else that we're doing. All right. So have an awesome day. Grow good food. Turn good food into good snacks. See you on the next one.